They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek. These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers. Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard about January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines. They give each other tours outside the Speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol, they obviously revere the Capitol.
Welcome back to GMA3. That was a clip of Fox News host Tucker Carlson, as you heard, downplaying the January 6th Capitol insurrection, falsely characterizing it as peaceful, even reverent. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy decided to turn over more than 41,000 hours of surveillance footage from the January 6th Capitol attack to Fox News.
And that decision setting off a firestorm and flying in the face of what McCarthy said on the night of the attack. Here he is on January 6th.
The violence, destruction, and chaos we saw earlier was unacceptable, undemocratic, and un-American. The Capitol was in chaos. Police officers were attacked. Guns were drawn on this very floor. A woman tragically lost her life.
That is two obviously very different reactions. Let's bring in ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl. Good afternoon to you, John.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so on Tuesday, Leader McCarthy said that each person can come up with their own conclusion regarding Carlson's show and that he still stands by his decision. But what has been the response from both sides of the aisle on this?
Well, first of all, just think for a second what you just played. Tucker Carlson describing the people that broke into the Capitol as entirely peaceful, as meek, as giving cheerful selfies and tours outside the Speaker's office. The world saw and can still see the truth of what happened, which is protesters violently breaking into the Capitol, shattering glass windows, beating up on cops, rummaging and ransacking through the Speaker of the House's office, through, by the way, Kevin McCarthy's office as well. Anything but what Tucker Carlson said. The reaction has been actually interesting to track, I think, primarily because Tucker went so over the top in his description. You saw Republican senators come out almost en masse yesterday, condemning what Carlson said about this. One Republican senator called it BS. Mitch McConnell came out and said he agreed entirely with the chief of the Capitol Police, who denounced what Carlson said in the effort to whitewash what happened on that day. So there's been blowback, but make no mistake, there are people that believe what Tucker Carlson said, and they will certainly latch onto this, and it will help solidify that view as well.
And John, right now they can only see that footage on Fox. Tucker Carlson is the only one with access to that footage. McCarthy said that he'll release it to other media outlets, but has given no timeline. We live in a business of exclusives. You get exclusives on Capitol Hill all the time. Is there a precedent here for granting this kind of access, though?
Well, look, exclusives do happen. We've happily touted exclusives, including getting exclusive access to video and various other things. So there's nothing unusual about that. But there's never been anything like this. This is to get the entirety of the Capitol surveillance footage for perhaps the most newsworthy day on the Capitol in the last half century is a little bit much, to say the least, and especially giving it to somebody who is not a journalist. Tucker Carlson is not a journalist. He is somebody who is an opinion host who has dedicated the last 2 years to creating an entirely false story of what happened on January 6th. Disinformation is only what it can be called, and to give that guy total exclusive access to this. But I've got to say one other thing, Phil. Very notable. I've watched every minute of Tucker's shows the last 2 nights and how he's used this footage. He's only played a matter of minutes. He has access to, he says, 44,000 hours of surveillance footage. But what has he used on his show? He's used only a matter of minutes and without any context. And the rest of his show has been used to get people up, all riled up about, alleged conspiracies about what was really going on, and suggesting that the people in that building were simply tourists. But the overall weight of the evidence obviously shows that to be false. So he hasn't actually done much with what he received. He's only used a tiny, tiny fraction of it.
John Carl, thanks so much, our chief Washington correspondent. We appreciate you taking the time.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.